Hello, I'm Nick Mills with Kartik Shah, a member of the board of directors and co-founder of Oxeia Biopharmaceuticals, Inc. Kartik served as the company's chief business officer and chief financial officer until 2019 and has led Oxeia's strategic activities since the company's inception. Oxeia's promising concussion treatment drug, OXE-103, is currently undergoing clinical trials. Kartik, let's start at the beginning, if you will. What is Oxeia?
Thank you, Nick. Oxeia is a clinical drug development company that we started, and I say we with my co-founders Amit Munshi and Dr. Vishal Bansal, who is the inventor behind the technology that we are working towards developing as a treatment for concussion and other now neurological indications. We started this company back in 2014 based on the insights that Dr. Bansal was generating at the University of California, San Diego, in his research laboratory that was associated with his trauma surgery practice. And in that work, he had identified a molecule, endogenous molecule called ghrelin, which is a hormone that has often been implicated in energy metabolism as a potential agent to act upon the gut-brain axis, and in doing so, potentially provide therapeutic benefit in research experiments where traumatic brain injury was induced in laboratory animals. And his work was relatively profound in terms of the recovery of the animals that were treated. And from there, we saw an opportunity to really bring forward a potential new therapeutic that would be groundbreaking for an indication where there are still no approved medical treatments. And so that was the inception. I think the one additional piece that I will add on a personal note, Dr. Bansal and I met in San Diego, and as I got to learn his work and became engaged in his work, I found it extremely insightful. But a pivotal point for me in sort of deciding to found the company was an experience I had as a father. My then, less than 1-year-old son, had an episode where he fell over and hit his head on the concrete in our backyard. Dr. Bansal was actually one of the few trauma surgeons I knew in San Diego at the time, and so I asked him, kind of what do we do? How do we know if there's a head injury here, consequence, a concussion, and we went through the process, and my son was okay. But it was that moment that spurred me to say, wow, what if this was worse? How would we treat him? What do we do? There's nothing out there. And really, drove me personally on the path of taking this science, this nascent science, and turning it into something we could actually develop and study clinically in the pharmaceutical process.
So that was really the reason, a very personal reason for your involvement in the startup of Oxeia.
Yeah, it was.
You mentioned some other names, but tell us more about the people who are involved with Oxeia Biopharmaceuticals.
Sure. Yeah, Dr. Vishal Bansal, he's the inventor of the technology. He's a practicing physician in the San Diego area, and still very involved in the company. And then Dr. Michael Wyand is our CEO, who is an experienced pharmaceutical drug developer who has come on board. He joined the company in 2017 to really lead the clinical phases of development and manage the company from there. And then the third co-founder, initial co-founder, is Amit Munshi, who is a seasoned pharmaceutical executive.
All right. Thank you, Kartik. And in our next discussion, we'll talk more about OXE-103, Oxeia Biopharmaceuticals' very promising concussion treatment drug. Thank you, Kartik.
You're welcome.